What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot laddering. So, continuing on with some Series 2, Regulation C gameplay. This is coming out on April Fool's Day, which is officially the start. Oh, wait, nope, I lied. This is coming out the 31st, meaning Regulation C starts tomorrow. So let's talk about what we're doing to actually prepare for the format. This is something that I believe Angelo sent me this in correlation with, I believe he said Jess, who others would probably know better as Hannah. But yeah, I love Cloyster. He sent me this, and the first thing I saw was Cloyster. I went, absolutely, I don't even care what the rest of the team looks like. Yeah, this was by Jess and Nishant as well. So shout outs to them. Thank you so much for the team. Thanks for supporting my boy Angie with everything he does. Let's talk about the team now. So I love Cloyster. I've tried to make it work so many times, and I think this might actually be like a Cloyster team. This might be one of the Cloyster teams of all time. So let's, see what we can do here. With 108 speed here, we get to 104, which is relevant because under Tailwind, we get to 208, meaning we outspeed non-booster, Fluttermane, and Bundle, which is obviously very, very important, because if we lose that speed point, we are now speed tied with Bundle, and we would rather outspeed them. Having access to Icicle Spear and Rock Blast means that we can reasonably one-hit KO both Fluttermane and Bundle, as well as like Chien-Pao, probably Chi-Yu, Ting-Lu probably doesn't like this, Wo-Chien probably doesn't like this, and with Tailwind, we should be able to outspeed, like I said, all non-boosters, so, or Scarf in that case as well, in the case of like Chi-Yu and stuff. And, Life Orb probably isn't needed to pick up those KOs. I'd be surprised if that was the case. Originally, this was Assault Vest when he sent it to me, with Poison Jab in this last slot, but I didn't really care for that. I can see, because we have Amoonguss here, this being like Rage Powder plus White Herb. I mean, not Rage Powder, Shell Smash. Just so then, like, you have an extra form of speed control. Being able to just, like, go turbo mode if you really need to. But that's going to be something that playing through these games, we're actually going to be able to test and see if we like it or not. But initially, I'm just going to play with what he sent me and go from there. So, I love Cloyster. I'm excited to see what this can do. We have pretty okay bulk. Once everything's figured out, 149 HP is kind of low, but, when you're working with base 50, you can't really have much else. Obviously, base 180 defense is awesome, so I'm excited to see that. I'm curious if Terra Ice is, like, good, because Chien-Pao carries, like, Sucker Punch and Sacred Sword, typically, like, Sacred Sword being the big one here, being able to hit you for super effective damage. That might be something that's relevant and therefore worth trading off. Into like a fighting resist, maybe like going into that poison type and having poison jab here over like liquidation could be useful. The real question is like, what are we trying to worry about with liquidation? Because we have Rock Blast for like Chi-Yus, we have Icicle Spear for like Ting-Lu, so I'm really not sure if we actually need this liquidation cover. So that's something else we can keep an eye on. The rest of the team is pretty stereotypical like Series 3 stuff. We have Cloak, Talonflame, being able to, taunt, Tailwind, Brave Bird, do our thing super fast, punch things really hard. We have Amoonguss here with Mental Herb. We're Terra Water here, Terra Ghost on Talonflame, of course. Pollen Puff to be able to heal up our physical attack, or our actual offensive Pokemon. Spore and Rage Powder to support them appropriately. Amoonguss is really good. Who knew? Chi-Yu here with Scarf. Snarl and Psychic are some hot pieces of tech. I really like the idea of having Snarl on Chi-Yu because it really helps against like opposing Fluttermane, where you're not hitting Dark Pulse or super effective damage and just like reducing the damage into this while picking it up with whatever else can be cool. Same with like Bundle, because you're able to outspeed Bundle. If they are, let's see, 167, if they're non-booster, I believe you outpace them. Is that going to be right? 167 times 1.5. Oh, yeah. You outspeed if they're non-boost. But yeah, Chi-Yu's not something I've played with a lot. Same with like Ting-Lu, because I haven't played a lot of Regulation C yet. So I'm interested in see how these actually feel. My one request was I wanted to play Fissure on Ting-Lu, and Angelo went, yeah, sure. So we're playing Fissure on Ting-Lu. This could be Assault Vest just to give you some extra bulk. which I don't hate, but I think the Citrus Berry giving you extra recovery is probably worth it instead. And then we're booster on Flutter Mane just so we can do a ton of damage. I think the team is pretty straightforward once you like actually see it. And even like if you've ever played any other format where Cloyster has been legal, you know what Cloyster is doing. So I feel like this team is pretty straightforward, kind of doing hyper offensive things. So we're going to hop on the ladder and see what we can do here. Hopefully something impressive as we get paired up here for our first game. And there's a Golduck and a Jumpluff on the opponent's side. Jumpluff is interesting. Not sure what we're trying to do there. It could be like Rage Powder, Sleep Powder, Tailwind stuff. Opponent naturally rejects open team sheet to the surprise of basically no one. But I really like... Cryogonal has good defense, poor special defense. Is that right? I don't ever remember with this thing. Poor defense, good special defense. Okay, so... yeah, Cloyster has a good matchup into basically everything not named Electros, which I bet we can still do a chunk to. So we're going to lead Talonflame, Cloyster... And in the back, I think I want probably Chi-Yu to help with the opposing Corviknight here. And probably just Flutter Mane. Just be like super hyper offensive good stuff. As we see Sandaconda plus Jumpluff here from our opponent. So I'm just going to... I kind of want to Will-O-Wisp into the Sandaconda. But I'm afraid that the Jumpluff is obviously then going to be able to outspeed me. So I think I'm just going to Tailwind plus Icicle Spear into the Jumpluff, take it out this turn. And, like, if this is, like, Coil from the Sandaconda, I don't care. I can just burn it the next turn. And by not attacking into it, we're not going to see Sand Spit activate this turn, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright, Tailwind goes up. Icicle Spear is enough to one-hit KO the Jumpluff to the surprise of no one. They're going to minimize. Well, that's annoying. But it's fine. Here comes Golduck with Cloud 9, so even if they are Sandspit, it doesn't matter. Which means they're probably Shed Skin. I'm just going to taunt this dork and then kind of ignore it for a minute. As I go for a Rock Blast into the Golduck. Not going to be enough for a KO. But I mean, we do put them under 50. They are going to eat their Citrus, which is annoying. They're going to disable my Rock Blast, and they can no longer minimize me. Okay, well, let's Will-O-Wisp this, see if we can do something there. And I kind of want to just swap into Flutter Mane here. Try to do some more offensive things here into the Golduck. Okay, we naturally miss. They go for an Encore. Here comes an Earthquake, which does 1,000,000,000% into their Golduck. So yeah, we will try to do it again. And I think I just want to double the Sandaconda here. Good Brave Bird. I think Will-O-Wisp and Moonblast into the Golduck is the play. We take out the Golduck. We actually connect this time, so that's good. They're going to go for another Earthquake, which is enough to take out my Flutter Mane, but they're Shed Skin. Cool. Awesome. Love that for us. They're no longer taunted. Here comes their Corviknight, but I have Chi-Yu in the back for that. I'm going to set another Tailwind, and I'm going to go for an Icicle Spear into Sandaconda. And we're going to connect, and it's going to get KO'd. See, there we go. How hard was that? Yep, and they go for a bulk up, and I have Chi-Yu in the back to be able to deal with this appropriately. To the surprise of no one, the Disable Encore Shed Skin Minimize team was not enough to deal with us. I think this is a Twitter screenshot if I've ever seen one. Mouse hold is kind of annoying. I mean, not really, right? I feel like this is a Chi-Yu game if I've ever seen one. I really like Chi-Yu here. Just does a lot to basically everything. I think I want a Mungus here as well. With... I was surprised that no one opponent has rejected open team sheets. I think Flutter Mane looks really appealing into the 2 fighting types and a ghost. Obviously, like everything else kind of threatens it, but that's why we have the rest of the team as well. And I want Cloyster. Like, this is the Cloyster show. We've come to do one thing, and we're going to do said thing. Man. I wonder how much this does. Probably 1,000,000,000%. And see, 250. They will outspeed me, so I need a Rage Powder here. Please don't be EQ. Why? Like, I understand why, but why? Interestingly, I still outsped them, and I'm 250, so yeah, they're slow. So I think Icy Wind is good, plus Spore into the Murkrow slot. Sure, man. Haven't seen Quash on Murkrow literally in 2 series, but opponent has it here, so naturally that means it's the best possible thing they could do. Just going to protect this turn, I think. We hold on. We take out the Great Tusk, so that's good. We go down to our Life Orb, but yeah. Earthquake and Quash. What a combination. I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess. Man. Chien-Pao Dragonite. Plus Mouse Ape. Plus they got Indeedee Iron Valiant. Not sure quite what that's doing, but it's a thing that exists. I think I just want to go like turbo fast. This is Talonflame plus Chi-Yu up front. Flutter Mane and Cloyster in the back. No, I actually really like Cloyster up front. So if they lead any of this, I just like deal with them. I'm pretty okay with that. So naturally they lead the one thing I'm like not prepared for. I wonder if they are special Iron Valiant here. I'm gonna taunt the Iron Valiant and protect here, I think. Okay, they are physical. They're gonna say nope, just a D-Gleam. Okay. They will outspeed me because they're booster speed. So I can go Tailwind plus swap to Flutter Mane here. Terra Steel, another close combat. Got him. Okay, now I am going to Will-O-Wisp into the Iron Valiant. And they're going to do something else. I'm going to go back to Cloyster. Okay. Another D-Gleam. There's Psychic Seed on Indeedee. I think now... I think it's just time to Brave Bird the Indeedee. And unfortunately, I don't have anything that actually hits this for neutral damage at this point. Am I fine trading Cloyster for Iron Valiant? I think the answer is yes. I think I'm going to swap to Flutter Mane here and go for a Icicle Spear into the Indeedee. Okay, there goes the Helping Hand. Spirit Break. Not even close. This is also not going to be close. I will consider that good damage. So now we can protect here. The fact that they outspeed me is really interesting. I'm actually going to... I'm going to Moonblast the Indeedee and protect. Okay, Indeedee goes down. a Spirit Break, but it's not enough. I'm going to lose Special Attack, but that's fine. Feeling pretty okay so far. Burning that Iron Valiant has been very good so far. Here comes the Annihilate. I think it's appropriate to pivot into... I'm going to Protect. And this is going to outspeed me. Yeah. I think I'm fine letting Fluttermane go down here. I'm going to Shadow Ball into the Iron Valiant and Protect. Okay, completely fine. Fluttermane goes down. They go for a Rage Fist. I bring out Talonflame. I click Tailwind. Man, this is going to be really bad if I don't KO. I don't think I can afford to. I think I have to burn this. And we'll go for a Liquidation into the Iron Valiant. Okay, they have Encore, but that's also fine. Okay. So now I can... This is really awkward. We're going to swap to Chi-Yu and Protect. Because I anticipate them trying to Encore me again. Got him. Have Bulk Up. That's annoying, but not really. Psychic. Psychic might be enough to KO. I could just Heat Wave. Heat Wave is probably enough to KO the Valiant, but not the Annihilate at this point. I don't think Psychic is enough to KO the Annihilate, but we're going to have to go for it, I think. I'm going to swap into Talonflame here. CC is not enough. Thank you, Burn. That's a lot of damage. They go for Drain Punch, which is enough. But now they go down to Burn next turn. Oh, they're lefties. They're lefties. Okay. Surprise of no one. They are lefties. So I can Protect. And... I have to Brave Bird here, I think. I need to take out the Annihilate, I think. Oh, they're going to go into Mousehold. Okay. Okay. That's good damage. They're -1 defense now. Man. I think this is a game where if Protect was Shell Smash, we're really far ahead, but unfortunately it's not. I think I had to Icicle Spear the Valiant. And Brave Bird did as well. Okay, they follow me. Okay, that's kind of whatever. They lose their Mousehold. I go for Protect. I Brave Bird the Annihilate, which is enough to KO it. I think I'm in a really bad position, though. Yep. Yep. Oh, man. I feel like I played that game well and just, unfortunately, not enough. Hard Trick Room here from our opponent with Arboliva and Bronzong. But we have Talonflame to be able to taunt their Bronzong. So I think this is like Talonflame plus Amoonguss up front. If they try to do something, I can taunt plus put them to sleep. I think Tinglu looks really appealing here, as well as probably Fluttermane. I think I like Fluttermane here quite a bit. We had a lot of their things super effectively. Man, Cloyster hasn't done a lot yet. I think I've like I feel like I'm forcing Cloyster to come in games where like it probably shouldn't, but like looking at the matchups we've played, I feel good about them. Okay. So first things first, how do I pivot this appropriately? I think I want to Tailwind here and just go for a Spore into the Baxcalibur. I think I'm going to Terra Water and Spore the Baxcalibur here. I don't even think I need to, like... I'm just going to pivot out and make that same play. Go for the Spore into the Baxcalibur. Okay. This is exactly why we made said play. Now... It could be Levitate Bronzong. It's just... I don't have a good way of dealing with this Baxcalibur right now. I'm going to Fissure the Arcanine. They're probably Goggles here. I'm going to Protect. Okay, in comes Arboliva. Okay, they're Will-O-Wisp, but that doesn't matter when I'm Fissure. We'll hit eventually. I kind of want to just go back into Talonflame here. Okay, in comes Baxcalibur. In comes Talonflame. We're going to hit one. I believe in us. Here comes the Mayamungus. And I'm going to Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to pivot and I'm going to taunt the Arboliva. Okay. That's fine. Because I go back to Tinglu and I'm going to taunt again. What am I doing this for? I'm just going to double the Arboliva this turn. Okay, in comes Arcanine, that's also fine. Like, this just gives me good chip here. Like, honestly, that's pretty good chip. We'll go back into Tinglu. And set Tailwind now. Leaf Rush is a lot of damage. Man. We're going to hit this time. I believe. Oh, Arboliva. I'm so sorry. Let's try again. And I'm going to... Let's see, how much did we do? 58. This is at 54. We should KO. We're probably just going to Protect, so I could just double into the backs this turn. I'm going to taunt the Arboliva in case they pivot Baxcalibur out. Okay, they stay in. Please! Alright, well, Tinglu holds on because they only hit twice. I want to just burn this Arboliva. I'm going to taunt it again, though. Okay, here comes Arcanine once again. Now you're taunted. Tinglu, please. Okay. So we've accomplished essentially nothing this game. We've gotten chip on Arcanine and Arboliva, and all it cost was my Tinglu, who's blind as a bat when it comes to Fissure. Only missed 4 of them. I think Baxcalibur looks really tired. What do you all think? It's going to be Arboliva swapping in. We're going to just attack that slot. I'm going to pivot out here. I'm going to Pollen Puff here and swap. Should be like Glaive Rush. Alright, that's also fine. We'll Protect. Actually, we're going to swap. And Moonblast the swap. And I can Moonblast the Baxcalibur. I could Shadow Ball the Arcanine. I'm going to Moonblast the Baxcalibur. Okay, here comes Bronzong. Shadow Ball would have been good. They Protect, that's also fine. I'm going to taunt, and we will Shadow Ball. We shouldn't be dead to an Icicle. They don't have Ice Spear. I mean, They don't have, what's it called? That's a lot of damage, my dude. Okay, their mental herb. Trick Room's going up. Okay, that's fine. We'll bring back in Amoonguss. We will protect. Honestly, do I need to? Yeah, we'll pivot. This is going to let us get some more recovery on Amoonguss as well. Because now I can... I'm playing under the assumption that this Arcanine is Goggles, which I think is a fair assessment. I'm just going to Pollen Puff and I'm going to swap to Arcanine. Fluttermane outspeeds everything they have, even without Booster, so I'm not really worried about that. And if I can pick up this Bronzong, I feel good. Oh, they're going to give me Arboliva damage here. Yeah, that's pretty decent damage. I have Morning Sun on Arcanine as well. Okay. And they're lefties here. Yeah. Okay. What's the chances that they're min speed? Probably non-zero. I'm slower than them. My recovery went first. I think we protect and I'm actually gonna Pollen Puff my Talonflame and go for a Brave Bird into Arboliva. Okay, they protect, that's fine. Back up to 100. So now Gale Wings is active again. So now I'm going to swap to Fluttermane, and I will Brave Bird the Arboliva this turn. This is going to let Amoonguss go back up to essentially full. And I'm going to do a ton of damage to this Arboliva. If they swap into Baxcalibur, it takes a good chunk here as well. They haven't Terra'd. We have. This game's really long, dude. This team plays some really long games, all things considered. Like, it just looks like hyper-offensive stuff, but, like, we've played a fairly mid-range game here. Okay, not enough to KO the Bronzong, but enough to do some serious damage. We lose Fluttermane for essentially nothing. But that's kind of fine, because I'm going to Pollen Puff the Bronzong. And I'm going to Brave Bird the Arcanine. I can always Pollen Puff up Talonflame if I get 2 hurt. Yeah, Flare Blade's not going to do a ton. We should take out the Bronzong. Oh, they have Body Press. Okay. So we know they have Baxcalibur. They have Arboliva. Oh. Our opponent lost on timer in that. That game was a slog. Absolute slog. Man. I was not ready for them to lose on timer there, but I'll take it. That game was madhouse. And like, I mean, granted, we weren't like fast forwarding through the turns either, but for that to be how that game ends, I don't feel like we were in a very winning position. I feel like I probably could have played this game better had I done literally anything else with Ting Lu, but I wanted a Fissure KO for the day, and unfortunately I didn't get it there, so I had to keep playing. I really like Cloyster, but there's a reason it's not a VGC staple. Even like with Life Orb, you're just not doing enough damage, unfortunately. Like there's like multiple Pokemon in this format where you're just not able to pick up a KO. I think we could have won that game had I, the game we actually won due to activity timeout. I think we could have won had I done anything other than just click Fissure with Ting Lu. That being said, I also think we were in a good position in that last game to like had I gone for like Rage Powder instead of like Pollen Puff there, we can then like try to Fissure out the Garg in that last game as well. It's like kind of a little bit of lack of knowledge, like format knowledge, lack of like, I don't know. I think the team's fine. I think Cloyster's probably not all that good. Everything else is good for a reason. Chi-Yu and Fluttermane's bulk both being super lackluster. Like how many times did like either of them just swap in and just die? Like I don't think those that cost us multiple games, right? Where like just both of our super hyper offensive threats just died. And I think the big argument there is I was trying to play Cloyster because I wanted to make Cloyster work today. And so like as a result, like those should be Pokemon that you lead, right? And by not leading them, they are at a severe disadvantage as to what they could be doing on this team. So like, yes, I didn't play the team very well. But like the idea behind this is I wanted to see what Cloyster could do. And I think the definitive answer is basically nothing. It wasn't very good and like just wasn't really feeling it. If there's a lot of like Dragonite plus Chien Power running around, Cloyster seems really good because you're able to like Rock Blast and like Rock Blast and Icicle Spear is just enough to like KO both of those Pokemon. So I don't know. If you wanna play with the team, you know, you can click through and get everything there, all the EV spreads and everything. But overall, I'm gonna give this one a thumbs down, and that's really unfortunate to say. I think the team's good, minus Cloyster, and I think that this is just going to leave a little bit of a salty taste in my mouth, unfortunately. Just a little resentment towards Cloyster. As much as I love it, it's just not good. So, that's going to be it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week playing on cart for Regulation C. So, have a good one. Peace.